Assalamu alaikum dear students. Last time I gave you an introduction regarding this chapter Black Beauty, and today we are going to read this. The longer I lived at Birtwick Hall, the more proud and happy I felt at having such a place. Our master and mistress were respected and loved by all who knew them. They were good and kind to everybody and everything, not only men and women, but horses and donkeys, dogs and cats, cattle and birds. There was no oppressed or ill-used creature that had not a friend in them. And their workers took the same tone. If any of the village children were known to treat any creature cruelly, they soon heard about it from the hall. My master and Farmer Gray had worked together for more than 20 years to get Chakrians on the cart horses done away with, and in our parts you rarely saw them. And sometimes, if mistress met a heavily laden horse, she would stop the carriage and get out and tell the driver, in her sweet, serious voice, how foolish and cruel it was. I wish all ladies were like my mistress. Our master too believed in treating animals well. So here, the narrator is the horse. Narrator is the horse. So he's telling that the longer he lived at Birtwick Hall, the more proud and happy he felt at having such. Means he was very happy and he was feeling very proud to live at Birtwick Hall because his mistress and mistress treated him very well, respected him, and beloved by all who knew them. Our master and mistress were respected and beloved by all who knew them because he felt happy at having such a place. The master and mistress of this Birtwick Hall were respected and they were loved by the friends and the people who knew them because they were good and kind to everybody and everything. They were not good to persons, they were good to everything and everybody. Not only men and women, but horses and donkeys, dogs and cats, cattle and birds. There was no oppressed or ill-used creature that had not a friend in them. Means each and everybody was their friend. For example, like horses, donkeys, dogs, cats, cattle, birds, everyone. Even if there were animals friends, so human beings were also. Okay, each and everyone was their friend. There was no oppressed or ill-used creature that had not a friend in them. Means everybody was a friend. And they didn't treat any animal cruelly. There was no oppressed. Oppressed means who is treated cruelly or unfairly. Okay. So there was no oppressed or ill-used creature that had not a friend in them. And their workers took the same tone, and their workers were also friendly. There was no oppressed or ill-used creature that had not a friend in them. Means nobody was oppressed there, nobody was ill-treated there, and everybody was their friend. हर कोई मीन्स हर कोई इनका दोस्त था. So, if any of the village children were known to treat any creature cruelly, they soon heard about it from the hall. So, if any of the village children were treated any creature cruelly, they were called to the hall and they were advised there not to treat any animal cruelly. Okay. And why should we treat animals cruelly? Domestic animals are usually innocent. they don't this unless and until you treat cruel this you treat if you treat them very nicely they will become your friends, and if you treat them, that's called oppression. If you treat them very this if you make an ill behavior with them, if you treat them very cruelly, they will feel oppressed. Okay. My master and Farmer Grey had worked together for more than 20 years to get chuck reins on the cart horses done away with. So chuck reins mean short reins that prevent a horse from lowering its head. So reins means वो लगाम जो होती है जो horse को prevent करती है from lowering its head. Okay, so they had worked for more than 20 years to get chuck reins on the cart horses done away with. Cart horses done away with means those one who cannot draw cart now. Okay, those horses that cannot draw, they were first cart horses and now they have become old so that they have become old and they cannot drive the cart now. Okay, and in our parts you rarely saw them. Means Farmer Grey and Master had worked more than 20 years to get chuck reins on the cart horses done away with, and in our parts you rarely saw them. And in my part, in the narrator, so in his part you have rarely saw them. Who? Farmer Grey and Master. And sometimes if Mistress met a heavily laden horse, she would stop the carriage and get out and tell the driver in her sweet and serious voice how foolish and cruel it was. Means their mistress was also a kind-hearted lady. Whenever she saw a heavily laden horse, she would stop that carriage and get out of that and tell the driver in her sweet, serious voice that how foolish and cruel it was to make a heavy load on the carriage which is driven by the horse. I wish all ladies were like my mistress. So he is wishing that all ladies would be like her, like his mistress, because she was very kind-hearted. Our master too believed in treating animals well. So his master was also kind, mistress was also kind. Chuck reins, and in our parts you rarely saw them, is chuck reins. Okay, it's not farmer and master, but it's chuck reins. Okay, so and sometimes mistress would tell a driver that it's very bad to treat animals cruelly, it's very bad to give a heavy load to the animals. We will stop here. Tomorrow we will continue again. Till then, stay at home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.